Hey guys, welcome back. I was cleaning up and moving stuff around and realized I never did a second video on the trailer. I never did a final, kind of like what I did, how it went, or anything. So here we go. I didn't end up actually getting any more footage than the first video because I was on a time crunch. It was, I'm working plus the kids and, family stuff and house stuff, and I was trying to finish this trailer up, and I had the get together I was going to that Saturday, and I ended up just kind of getting it done. I couldn't keep putting the video up and doing it over and over, so I figured I would just do a final video after on how it came out and what I did. I kind of did the basic frame and everything like that. I showed you guys that. I did get a little bit of laser footage, and if I still have that, I'll put it here. And the field trips continue. We're at the laser computer up in my garage attic-ish thing. I don't know. I cleaned it all out a couple years ago. Ended up buying fiber laser. Got a CO2 laser for free from a customer. I had to like rebuild a couple things and get the laser tube refilled. I did start out originally with this diode laser, and then I ended up getting another one that's just for tumblers kind of thing. Just for like going to shows and whatnot. I used to go to like some hobby shows and this and that to and make some tumblers as I sat there kind of thing for customers. This is more just a hobby thing. I do have it stuff on my website, but it's just for fun. Mostly it does get used a lot. So anyways, the Dovetail area, I decided to put this here CKRC Garage logo on the back. Still trying to figure out what I want to do with the big area. It's 26 inches by, well, let's see, metric it's 661 by 276, 10.8 by 26 inches pretty much. And I'm just trying to figure out what I want to put there. I was thinking about doing that beadboard thing, but the lines that were in it that I was going to make black to look like either pieces of wood, possibly pieces of wood, they were just too wide. It was going to look too weird. So now I'm thinking about just artificially putting some lines in here, like decking boards, and then across. So the 26 inches, what I ended up doing the math before too, I think it ended up being like 22 feet or something. I don't know, I don't remember. So I was gonna make it like 2x8, 12 feet long or so maybe, and just do the scaling for that in lines in here, I think. Then I thought about just putting a design on here, because I mean, this isn't gonna look like wood now that I did this. I didn't even think about it at the time. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I'll just do some kind of random design in here maybe. Chat GPT was giving me all kinds of weird stuff. To put like custom RC builds and fabrication established, well, 2023. I don't know where I got 2023 from because it just started a couple months ago. Making an ID tag, which that would be cool, but I'm not. That doesn't really go on the wood. It goes on the side, and I don't feel like making a really small label with the fiber laser just to do that. No step, tie down point, fake warning decals. It's not really what I'm going for. There's nothing on the side. It's mostly just the wood. Then I talked about doing the logo in the center, but I already did it on the back, so I feel like it'd be weird to do it twice. Some subtle outlines, with like the trucks and stuff, or maybe a mountain skyline or a trail scene or a trail map style engraving, which this one is almost what I'm thinking about doing. One trail that I do a lot, I was thinking about maybe putting that on there. But I will maybe put I don't know, maybe I'll just do like no, it won't look right. I just think it would look funny if I did two logos at once. Mixed detail layout, large centered gear logo watermark, sponsor style engravings of CKRC Garage, YouTube, Instagram. Some of that I think is kind of corny-ish. Just for personal Easter egg style, engraved signature Project 1 Jelly Green, add hidden messages. I don't know. I think that I'm going to maybe go with the trail map thing. So let me see what I can find for the trails that I kind of frequent the most, and we'll go from there. So I'll be back. Oh, that's cool. I went to go import my QR code, and it Lightburn crashed, which happens every so often. But look at that. I was what, 3/4 of the way through the logo, and then I just needed to do the cut. It was about a 24-minute thing. That's the problem with diode lasers. They're pretty slow. With a CO2 laser, I already have doing a job for a customer, so I can't really do anything with it. But luckily it saved my thing, even though I didn't save it. Yep. Alright, I doubled the speed and turned up the power. It was 7,500 millimeters per minute and 50% power. I'm trying 15,000 millimeters per minute and 100% power. Now it says 16 minutes, supposedly. So, wish I could do it on the bigger laser, but whatever. It was coming out really good. That's what sucks. You know, I wanted to make this thicker, deeper, like this. This is pretty deep. Well, half a millimeter or so. Because I want to try to fill it with paint and then sand it. So, like, paint, you know, like my colors, kind of the blue, like a gray. I count myself. That's my daughter put that on. And then maybe, you know, and then the white. And then I was going to stain the wood itself. So I thought that would look kind of cool. And then if it doesn't work out, I'll just make another one. But yeah. So we'll see in about 16 minutes how that comes out. All right, so this is what I ended up with. This is a topographical map of Hedgehog Mountain. It's one of the ones I go up to a lot. You get a lot of footage and everything. And like I said, that'll be the back of the Dovetail. Hedgehog Mountain near New Hampshire. Elevation is approximately 1,800 feet. It's kind of varies depending on what page you go on, but it seems like that's the consensus on like all trails. I think it is, and a couple other things. I got it going right now. Does the engraving and then cutting after. I do realize now some of the lines are a little thin right there, so I'm going to redo, make those a little wider, and then over there a little bit wider, and I won't touch this. I'll just cut it, let it go back to home, and then I'm going to thicken up those lines there and just go over it again with the engraving, because I'm going to try to do the black thing too, like this, like fill it in with black paint, sand it, and then stain it so it's a little more, so you can see it a little better. So we'll see when that comes up. So I got the laser done. This is actually the second try. The first try I had lasered it. I lasered it deep, and then I painted it, kind of like my logo colors. And then I sanded it, but the problem is it, like, you can see, maybe in this camera. Nope. Yeah. You guys can't really see it, but all the red stained the wood like crazy. And then the blue didn't really, you know, kind of fully do it, but I thought kind of looked cool. It was a kind of distressed look. But the red staining the wood around the logo really annoyed me. And then I also had tried doing this with black. So I tried painting all of that black, and my daughter helped me paint it all. And I was like, oh, I'll just sand it off after. And I did this green. This is upside down. I did this green, thought it'd look good, and it like again, it like dyed the wood. And if I had kept sanding, I would have been losing the color too, because it just kept going and going. And I said, nope, this is not working, and I kind of scrapped this idea. So I ended up just engraving it, and I just did a nice, kind of deep engrave, nothing crazy. Tried to make it dark, and then I stained it maple. No, I stained it. So this is maple wood, and I used an oak stain on it, front, back, and everything. And then I cleared it with a Varathane some kind of clear coat, just like out of a can to spray it. Gave it a bunch of coats on the top and the bottom and everything. And the thing is, I was literally doing the clear coat the day before, and I was like, I hope this dries enough to be good. And it did. It was okay. It was definitely a little tacky, but whatever. I got some dirt in it, and it's actually not that bad. A little rough from the dirt getting in there. The thing is, it was also the get together was at a mica mine, and that's why I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a lot of shiny in there. And yeah, the tires, you can see they're kind of silver. So anyways, it came out halfway decent. This stuff didn't work, but I kind of just keep this as it just kind of sits around here. This is a bed liner kind of spray. It's not like, I think it's more of like a touch up. Not, you're not gonna do your whole bed with it. So I welded up the whole frame, ground down my, weld, because I'm more of a grinder than a welder kind of person. And then I just hung it from my garage and sprayed it with like 3 or 4 coats of that bed liner. So, and of course, before putting the bolts in, before I painted it though, I actually had put this wood on, and I drilled all these holes. There's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Yeah, 24 there, and 12 here. So tons of holes. It's all M3 hardware, stainless, and nuts on the back side right here. I need shorter ones. I didn't have enough of the short ones. I tried to put the short ones I put here that I had, but I just could not. Then you can see they're a little longer, and then long ones. Didn't want the longer ones down here overhanging. You can see it definitely scraped a little bit hanging down, but you know, I kind of figured it was going to do that. Leaf sprung it. These are for a Tamiya, what was it? A Tamiya semi-truck. I think it's the rears. I don't know. I'll put a link down below. And these are just generic trailer axles that are on Amazon. I think they're like $12 for the pair. So these are just some solid wheels. Again, just some generic by Red Spider 1.9s. These are J Concepts. Bounty Hunters. Can't read with the silver. It's kind of glaring through. J Concept Bounty Hunters. They're like under 4 inches tall. They're like 3.9 something, I think. They are filled with a foam. You can actually see it's actually bulging out now. It wasn't before. They're filled with a foam that fits a 4.75 because just the weight of it sitting on here was mushing these down. And then when I put my 6x6 truck on here, these were like flat like this. And when I was pulling the, you know, which I didn't like the look of, and I was like, okay, and whatever. But then when I tried to pull it with the RC, with my SCX10 6x6, it was creating so much resistance being like flat like this and doing this that it was having a hard time. So I put in the biggest foams that I could fit in here, which was these 4.75s or so, and that just started happening when it was sitting. Actually, it wasn't doing that before. You can see that lips coming out. See if can't really get in there. I'm surprised. So I need to figure out something different. I also want to change these tires out. These tires, I actually think I want to build a like class 1 or 1.5 ish, or you know, we call it the Crawler Canyon class 1.5. I want to build something with that, I think, and put some kind of generic RC trailer tire or something on it. Then I'll put in like a 3D printed insert that's like really hard, I think, or some kind of hard rubber. I'm not sure yet because they just can't. I don't need this squish at all. It just needs to be pretty much a solid rubber tire. And if I can find those, I'll even put those on because then it'll roll better. Because it was having a hard time whenever these were, when there was nothing on there, it was fine. And I know there's a weight thing, but these weren't so squishy. But yeah, just changing to these, I could see the difference, let alone if I can get a harder tire where it's less rolling resistance when it's all squished down. I was going to make a metal frame to hold the leaf springs and then attach it to it. But I was like drilling holes, I was, you know, doing the drill press, and it just wasn't really working out how I wanted it to. My drill press isn't great. It's like an older, you know, 80s drill press or so. And it just was not keeping the bit straight. And there's a good amount of play in it, and it wasn't working. So I said, forget it. I just went to the 3D printer, Fusion 360, and I designed, these are like rails. They're 6x4mm or 6x8. I can't remember exactly. Rail here and rail here. And then they bolt up to this. So you can kind of detach. And it's easy to print too, because you print this one flat on the plate, print these flat on the plate, then you bolt it to it. And it's actually, the heads are like on the top end of the frame, countersunk into it, and then the nuts here. No, those are bolted in through for the leaf spring mount. And yeah, no, it's just this one that has the bolted nut, because these ones are all with the leaf spring mount. And then it goes through the side of the frame, 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4 with washers and nuts. So I had to put that on before I put the wood on. So I was able to just pop that on there and good to go. It worked out great. What I used for a tongue, let's go all the way down here, guys. This little guy, I was not really sure about that, but it worked completely fine. I drilled a hole this way. Well, I made a hole with a grinder, and then I had to drill it a little bit to clean it up so I can put the bolt through into there. And it worked okay. I was very surprised. I didn't have any problems with it. I also didn't drive it around much because I ended up crawling more than I did driving, you know, this around. But yeah, it did good. I was very happy with it. Actually, you guys can, there we go, center it in the above camera there. Get some more shots of it. Not perfect by any means. I can see a lot of imperfections, but honestly, I'm not much of a welder kind of guy. I weld exhaust when I need to. I patch my frame and my body a little bit in the cars. Nothing's pretty. I can tell you that right now. But good enough for me, and good enough for an RC trailer, I feel like. Especially when it was just a bunch of, you know, was it 1/2 inch, 3/8? I don't remember. I'll write it down on the bottom here for you guys. Yeah, I didn't give any pictures or videos of it either because when I came back, had a bunch of other stuff going on. I just got to put this to the side. And also I had broken the CX10 6x6 and I still haven't fixed it. Also the Jolly Green took a huge tumble and bent the frame and everything. And I'll put that video up here. I'm sure some of you guys have already seen it. It's just a short video, very unedited, just cut down to the section where it fell. But that's in pieces right now because I am getting the frame straightened out a little bit. And going to do some updates to it to kind of make it so it doesn't happen again. It was a fluke thing too. Usually you're not going to fall how I fell if you watch that video. It was kind of big of a fall. That'll be another video of putting that back together with the updated parts I'm going to design to hold that chassis a little better. But yeah, so I never really told you what this is. This is a topographical map of Hedgehog Mountain in Deering, New Hampshire. Elevation about 1,800 feet, as you can see. I did this because it's the mountain I grew up on. My father had a land at the bottom of it. And I would drive four-wheelers and dirt bikes and snowmobiles all over it. And now it's actually one of the places I go to mostly to go get some of my footage. Some of the footage that's like looking over a valley with some fields and everything. Then I kind of come back to the rocks and stuff. That's usually there. Just a nice area. It's got some nice good cliffs. Good for 1/24th. Some good stuff for the 10th. And, well, a good amount of stuff for the 10th. And some for the rock slide and the Gila one. They're not too bad there too. Just still trying to find some lines for those. But yeah, and then of course the logo on the back. So, but let's see, what can I put on here so you can get an idea of size? This is my UTB 18. Yeah, there we go. Let's fix that. So you can put it sideways. You can probably put like what 1, 2, 3, 4 even. 4 of these on there. Good size. This is more what a lot of people have size-wise. This is a Red Cat Gen 7 110 truck. So, you could even put like 2 of these if you wanted to. See how much it's squishing, and it's just with this truck. Let alone the Jolly Green was heavier. So, and that's with a 4.75 foam in these things. And it's flat. And one of the bigger trucks. Throw the Helamon on. There we go. Barely fits on it. Honestly, it hangs over. But you could put this if you really wanted to, and you could almost put another 1/10 there. You could definitely put the UTB if you wanted to. Oh my goodness, trying to hold this up. There we go. If you really wanted to go 8th scale and 18th scale together. So yeah, just to give you an idea on size right there. See, now that they've been flattened, they fall right back because they're so flat. So I gotta figure out tires. If you guys have any suggestions for trailer tires, about 4 inches. Don't want to go any taller, maybe a little bit. Got a little bit of room there. Don't want to go much smaller either. It's really, I think these are 3.93. Really want to stick around that size. I also don't want to go too much bigger because only like a finger's worth of gap there. So I think that's everything on it. I went over what the metal was. 1/8 inch by half, I think. Half by half. Yeah, I'll have the links to wheels, tires, tongue, hitch, and the leaf springs in the description. If anyone's interested in this trailer leaf spring adapter thing here, let me know. I wasn't really gonna. I'm thinking it was really. It's a very specific thing that people would want. It seems to work okay. I kind of put the leaves like down more, so it was a little harder. I didn't want it really soft and bouncing the whole time. I didn't want it to bottom out instantly. So they are cocked down right. And this is the first time I've ever done anything with leaves, so it's probably not the correct angle anyways. So whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for this one. Like I said, if you have any comments, suggestions, questions, definitely suggestions for tires I'm looking for. I need some like hard rubber tires that are 1.9s and 4 inches. Something like that. Right around there. Maybe 4 1/4. I don't know though. But that's it for this one. Have a good day.